Okay, we are live. Welcome. We have tonight Comfycozyup, we have the book supplier, and we have FreeFormLady. Okay, you guys introduce yourselves and then we'll get started. Who wants to start?
I can go first. Hi, I am Peter. My channel name is Comfycozyup, and I've been on Booktube for about 1.5 years, but I started out as a book blogger, and I was encouraged to do videos as well since I always had a weekly review of a book that I read. So that's how I started out.
Okay.
Oops. So that's about it.
Okay. How about you, Eli?
Let's see. My channel is the Book Supplier. I've been booktubing for I don't even know how long at this point, off and on, in like response to like depending on how much into school I am. So I'm not booktubing much right now. You will find me mostly on Instagram, posting pictures of things that I read, which right now are mostly children's books. I think I got into it because I had to do a video for a class that I missed in school, and I was like, oh, I could just do this and talk about books. And I got tired. I also got tired of telling like doing the same book talk to my students all the time. So I was like, hey, you can just go watch it. And so that is how it began.
So your students were watching your videos?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I don't have students anymore, though. So it's like, okay, so what do I do now?
Oh no, that's really cool. So that must mean your students are very attentive in your class. Because they get to watch videos and you're making it very interactive and no?
Yeah. Well, no, they were, and it's really cool because like I'm in a district level position now. So whenever I go over to the high school, I get flocked by a bunch of kids who are like, oh, I saw your video, or I saw you on Instagram, or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's great.
So you're famous.
Instagram. In my little corner of the university.
No, but I think that's pretty cool because I think at the moment, keeping kids interested is a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, especially for English, I think. Okay, how about you, Lady?
Okay, I'm Lady. My channel is FreeFormLady. I started Booktube in 2015. I've always enjoyed YouTube is my TV. Instead of watching actual TV shows, I've always watched YouTube, but had no clue about Booktube until maybe 3 months after I started making videos, maybe 2 or 3 months after. I found the Booktube movie tag and just went from there.
Okay, so that sounds, yeah, I mean, what would you guys say to people out there who are contemplating the idea of starting a channel but are afraid to? What would you tell them? What is it?
It gets easier. I remember when I started, it was me and my phone in my office in my house, and I was terrified. And looking back, it's like, why was I scared? Because like it's just me and my phone, and if I mess up, I can start over again.
Right.
Just do it. Just do it. It gets easier because now, like, I still do my phone, and I was like, and you know, I'll just talk to my phone and it's whatever.
Also, be yourself. Because I think when I started out, when I looked at my first video, I was trying to be so professional and proper that when I look back, I'm like, who is that person? Because that is so not me. So be yourself. That's the big thing I got so far, you know, in 1.5 years of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also say just start out talking about what you like to read, but and don't get sucked into what everybody else is reading, because then you will find that corner of people that actually enjoy the same things that you do.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. I definitely agree with that, because I remember just doing romance a lot, and that's something that a lot of people weren't talking about. Romance was just this genre that was, you know, like it didn't exist, yet still they're selling, but no one was talking about it. And when I started doing it, I just was like, you know, if people watch it, watch. If they don't, they don't. But I like that genre, so I'm going to talk about it. And I find over time, people who normally don't even read romance will still watch it, and a few times will comment and saying, "Oh, that sounds interesting," even though I'm not into romance.
Yeah, yeah. But I think romance is getting you know, more and more people are getting interested in it, because I think when I first started watching Booktube, there were a lot of people. They were like, there was nobody talking about romance. Not really. I mean, I think it started to creep in when people started talking about what is it called? You know, it's between the YA and adult. What is that?
New adult.
Yeah,
New adult.
People were talking about that, but not so much really talking about romance. And now it seems like it's, you know, it's really big, and a lot of people seem to be interested. And there are a lot of different people that have started other channels specifically for romance.
Mm-hmm. So, yes.
Mm-hmm. And I have to even admit that, who was it? I think it was Tati left a comment on one of my Sticky Note review videos saying, "I didn't expect you to read this book." I read Once Ghosted, Twice Shy.
Oh yeah, how was it?
It was good. It was, yeah, I really liked it. But I mean, I'm so like, no romance. I was staunchly reading YA for a while, and now I'm like, well, I don't have students anymore. What do I like as a reader? And, you know, romance might be part of that.
Yeah.
I'm exploring. I'm trying to be open enough to explore.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to be open enough to read fantasy and sci-fi, because I just can't.
Try as a way in, Children of Blood and Bone.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm gonna try with. Next
I need to read that book.
The buff is so
it's still on my shelf.
I just finished it in January.
And you liked it?
I did. I really did.
Like, you give it 4 stars?
No, I didn't give it 4 stars.
Oh shoot! Oh shoot! You give it 3.
It was some things about it that had me a little annoyed.
Well, naturally, yeah.
Yeah,
I chalked it up to being a debut. Like, it's her first go. She's green. I'm gonna let her have it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can't remember what I gave it. It wasn't 5 though.
Well, I'm gonna have to go on Goodreads and look and see what you gave it, because
I know, right? Now I'm nervous too.
I stopped putting my ratings on Goodreads. I just mark it as read, but I keep my own personal notes for my star rating.
Well, why don't you put it on Goodreads?
Because they are misinterpreted.
Why so secretive?
Yeah, I want to know too.
Yeah, lady.
I mean, when it's a 5-star, I will put it out there, but I'm leery about putting 3s.
Oh, but you won't put a 2?
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame, because I mean, that's a way of like letting us know, like, leave it.
If I put a 2, I probably wouldn't finish a 1 or a 2-star book.
Oh, you
I don't
wouldn't
think I've ever completed a book that I thought was a 1 or 2 star.
I did. First book of the year, 1 star.
Oh, so you kept all the way through? You didn't like put it down?
No, because it was short. It was like literally that short, and I read it in French. It was a gift. Somebody gave it to me, and I was like, damn.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, well, you know, I read it for the friend, but it was a 1 star. It was a hard pass for me. But believe me, I put that 1 star up there. Why
said she gave it a strong 4.
You know. Well, I don't know. Children of Blood and Bone, I've heard so many things about it. Mostly excellent.
Yeah.
I've only heard a few people say bad things about it. I can't even remember what exactly they said that was bad about it. But literally 2 people, I think I've heard say, you know, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or something like that. So I'm open. I'm gonna try.
I want to read that one. Something Red Wolf, something or other.
Oh, Red Wolf.
Oh yes.
Black Leopard, Red Wolf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I keep seeing it all over Rod's Instagram.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Literally everywhere. Yeah.
I'm gonna blind you with it right now.
Yeah, I saw. So I just went to your Instagram and I saw it. Yeah. Nope. No. It's like. Apparently, I'm very. I want to say very easily influenced by people who's like reading opinions of people I respect. So.
Yeah, no, I'm not reading it though for the moment. I'm gonna have to wait on that.
Well, no, if you're just trying to get into fantasy, I probably wouldn't recommend that one.
No, I would give it a go because it is Marlon James.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I feel because I am not a fantasy girl, but it's Marlon James.
The book is too damn long. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I'm not that much of a fantasy lover, so I don't. No, I'm not going to do that to myself.
You know, Children of Blood and Bone is long too, right?
No.
No, it's long. I'm telling you, it's long.
No.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna wait. What I'm waiting for is what all the people are gonna say about it. And I want to see who's the first person to say that they don't like it. That is if they dare say they don't like it, because I think you don't like it, okay? Because
people gonna come for it.
Oh yeah.
If you say I don't like that, that was this wasn't realistic, and I didn't like that, and you know how they are.
It's fantasy. Fantasy's not supposed to be realistic. 1, 2.
I don't know. There's gonna be somebody. I wanted to see who's the brave person who will actually stand up and say, "Well, it was a 3-star. It was a 2-star." Let's see if they have to
get ran off.
Close off their Instagram account. Get the hell out of Dodge.
Yes.
Because everybody loves it. Because people were loving the book before they even actually opened the thing and started to read. They're like, oh, they're like this. So I'm thinking, wow, I want to see what the fallout on this one is going to be like, what the reviews are going to be like. And, I'm really interested to see that because, and then it's a really long book. What is it? 800 pages or something?
No.
Is it that?
No, it's 600.
Yeah.
It's 620.
620. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can wait on that one.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's gonna be working on a part 2. So if you want to read it, you should. If you really want to read it, we should read it just before this part 2 is gonna come out. So then it just goes like a flow, Because I don't know how long it's gonna take him to write part 2. Could take him 2 years.
Probably. Well, the movie got picked up for a movie.
Yeah, but don't nobody want to see the movie because they're gonna mess it up.
They still ran and got it so quick.
Mess it up. They're gonna mess it up. It's 620 pages. I mean, come on. You can't even trust him with a 300-page book. Come on now. It's like, come on. Well, unless he's gonna work on it. If he's gonna work on the film, he's gonna do write the adaptation himself. Then maybe it has a chance of being good. But I mean, I don't know. I'm a little doubtful about doing adaptations to really long books because they just leave out a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, I commend him. I think he deserves it, having all this, love and attention around him, after a brief history, which kind of, some people liked it, some people didn't like it.
I loved it.
I liked it, but I can see why people wouldn't like it. Very long.
It was okay for me.
I didn't read it.
It was okay. You see this? I'm saying it's not really a book for everybody. That one. It's very long, very violent.
Yes.
The patois is pretty rough at times.
Yeah, well, I'm Jamaican, so I think that's why. I was able to. I got it really. I was into it. I laughed a lot.
It took me a minute. It took me a minute.
And also, I knew a lot of the background to the book. So while I was reading it, I remember so many of the stories growing up from some of the guys that he got influenced for the book. So that's why, for me, it was a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, he came to Paris to promote that one, and I went and saw him, and he was very interesting to hear talk about how he, how he writes and, what he does and how he, gets the story going. And he seems to be very influenced by some of the things he saw as a child growing up in Jamaica. Yeah. That's the things that have impressed him the most. And he always has aspects of those in his books. Another thing he told me, he was giving me writing advice. No, he said this in the presentation. He said, yeah, everybody thinks writers, they take, years to write a book or whatever. He goes, does not take years to write a book. That's a lie. He said, that's a lie. He said, pretty much, if you've got your story, you can write it. It's not going to take you 3 years to write or 8 years to write a book. You write it, you get it over with. Sometimes you'll write a whole bunch of stuff and then you think you've got a full book and then you actually look at it again and you throw it in the trash and you start over.
Oh, wow.
What? You throw it in the trash?
I can totally see that. He said,
because
it took me 4 tries to write the first chapter of my dissertation. I threw it out like a bunch of times. Yeah.
He said, you can tell, it's bad and you've got to wipe that slate clean. And the only way you can do it is to throw that shit in the trash and start over. And I was like horrified when I heard him say that. I was like, oh my God. I think every little piece of anything I've written is like, scrolled away somewhere in case, that might serve me, or something like that. Because it never does, he says. You can keep all that stuff, he said, but then when you actually sit down to write something, write that thing, whatever it is, and all that other stuff, you're not going to really pay attention to it. You're just going to, ignore it. I thought, okay, that's decent advice. I'll try to take that advice. Yeah, but he was very cool. Very, very nice guy. Very nice.
I get to see him next month because he has several book signing in Brooklyn. So I'm hoping I get to see him.
Oh, he's doing several in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, yes. He has, I think, about 3 or 4 in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think if he came back here, I'd probably get the book and just get it signed, just so I could have it and have it signed. Because it's a beautiful book. I mean, I don't know if I'll read it, though. I might have to, what I might do? I might just read a sample and see what it's really like. And see if it's something.
Try audio. It took, for me to finish Brief History, I had to, around the halfway mark, I had to pick up the audio.
Yeah, I did listen to some of it as well because it's very long.
Yeah.
You're like, shit, I got shit to do.
Yes.
I'm like sitting here reading this mess. I mean, I'm reading this for like, a month, so.
Yes.
Or whatever. But yeah, it's
24 hours.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long one.
This one, his first one, that I noticed no one talks about. And
I see that on your shelf on the back of all your videos. Yes. You have that one on the shelf.
Yes, I do. This is his first book ever, and this is some church mess. But it's
some church mess.
Church. This is when I read this, I knew he can do fantasy because this is some crazy shit in this book where I read it thinking, oh my God, this man is crazy. It's just basically two ministers, and one either is the devil or one is possessed by the devil.
Oh my God. And
they're basically influencing these people in the church, and they are doing all these crazy things for one of the men that called himself the prophet. So, but he took a Pentecostal church vibes for the character. So I read this thinking, oh my God, he definitely grew up in church in Jamaica. And I laughed so much in this. But this was very good. And this is different from the other books that he has. Completely different. And it did well. I believe it got an award the first time around. So he came out strong from his first book.
Yeah. I still have the Night Women. I want to read that one this year. Because I've heard really great things about that one.
The Book of Night Women, yeah. Oh, you know I love this one.
Look at you, Red.
You right there.
This was my favorite book last year. Okay, I love the man. This is my favorite book last year, and I think everybody should read this. This is a solid
I'm gonna read that one this year. That's part of my my Caribbean lit challenge.
Oh, I cannot wait for you to read this.
Yeah,
this is one of the books I just tell everybody needs to read it.
Yeah, I think I got that one on my shelf too.
And it is narrated I do most of my reading in audio. It's narrated by Robin Miles, who right? Because Robin Miles is the shit. Robin Miles is so my wife and I listen to a lot of audiobooks together, and she is one, like, if she reads it, we are most likely going to listen to it because she's fabulous.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, me too.
Robin Miles. Bonnie Turpin is also good. Bonnie Turpin did The Hate You Give. She did On the Come Up. Angie Thomas. I think she also did Children of Blood and Blown.
I'm thinking about listening to On the Come Up on audio.
Good. I when I was taking a break from working, I just finished it. Yeah. See, look, me too.
How was it?
It was good.
What I like
about it is the multitudes of Black experience. So, like, if you've done The Hate You Give, you get Garden Heights, in a like middle class-ish type family, and Star, like, they have the money to send the kids to white private school on the other side of town. And On the Come Up, Bree is trying to use hip hop to get out the hood.
Okay.
So we get a lot of the nuance of that, and from what I've heard, it's based a lot on Angie Thomas's experience. She was in, I don't know if the hip hop scene or the slam poetry scene, I'm not sure which, when she was coming through. So there is some real to, or at least real for Angie in that portrayal of Garden Heights and the people in it, and how easy it is to get caught up in the in the stereotype.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, it was fascinating read.
Okay. All right, I'm sold.
Yeah, me too.
Contemporary, realistic, solid 4 stars.
Yeah, because I really did enjoy The Hate You Give, and because I decided to not wait for the bandwagon to roll past my house, and I said, okay, I'll listen to it, and I listened to it when I was on holiday. So I would go walking in the morning. I put my earbuds in, and I would listen to The Hate You Give on a 2-hour walk, and I thought it was really well done.
The Bonnie Turpin does good voices.
Yeah,
she does that one too.
It's very real. It was very well done. The intonations and the voice and everything. I love the feel of it. It was very good. Very, very well done. I recommend it. If you haven't read it, to listen to it on audio, it's really, really worth it, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's just see what people are saying. Let's see. Somebody said I would only trust Peter Jackson or Ryan Coogler. Oh, to do a film. I don't know of what.
Is Peter Jackson the guy who did Lord of the Rings? Was that him?
Which one? Peter Jackson?
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Didn't he do Black Panther?
Um, I don't know now. I gotta think.
I didn't even know Marlon James' new one was fantasy. It's a fantasy?
Yep.
Oh, I see someone just said that.
Fantasy. I think it's high fantasy.
Which is harder to do on audio.
Ladies like, I don't know.
I mean, no. So I mean, I dig high fantasy, but it's harder to do on audio. Be trying to keep track of all the names of things.
This is the reason why I don't get. I love going to the movies and watching sci-fi and fantasy, but I absolutely abhor reading it for that exact reason. Because I can't keep track.
What did I read? I can't even remember the last fantasy book, but I had it on audio, and I was like, nope, I can't do this. I had to go get the book so I could see I'm gonna go literacy on you. The graphophonic representation of all of these words, and then I could go back to the audio, and it was fine.
Okay.
It's the way our brains work. It's weird.
Oh yeah, everybody's talking about Marlon James's book, the Devil one. You're talking about it's your favorite.
I wrote it down. It is now on my TBR.
Oh yeah, somebody. Book of Night Women is the bomb. Young, Gifted, and Black said it's the bomb. Okay, let's see. Somebody said Robin Miles did Jubilee.
Oh, really?
I didn't listen to Jubilee, so I don't know, but yeah, but that's what somebody said. Robin Miles did Jubilee.
15 hours, 44 minutes.
Yeah, everybody's saying Robin Miles is fabulous. You know, everybody really likes Robin Miles. Oh, she also did Autobiography of My Mother, Jamaica Kincaid.
She is prolific. She is prolific.
Yeah, she's really made a mark because a lot of people are citing the different books that she's read.
She did Centenary too. I think. Oh, which one did she do? That I listened to that Tracy wouldn't let me listen to at bedtime anymore.
And then somebody. Okay, so they're also talking about movie adaptations. Somebody mentioned If Beale Street Could Talk.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. Did you guys see it yet?
I saw it.
And you liked it?
I saw it and I really enjoyed it. They did change the ending. So the book ending, of course, you know, up until the ending, it was pretty accurate. And then the end there, they changed it up and I was kind of like, but I still enjoy the acting. I think Regina King was really good, as well as the guy that played the male character, the guy. I mean, his facial expression, you could see the pain and the struggle that he was dealing with. I love the acting. I think they did very good on the acting. So I wasn't surprised about the Oscar nods. I knew it was like an Oscar movie for sure.
Yeah, I mean, everybody says there's a really good ambiance and the music's good. It's perfectly done. I didn't hear that nobody said anything about the ending, but that's a shame they changed the ending. I'm not sure why, but I'll find that out. I'm going tomorrow night. I'll see it tomorrow night, so I'll know what you mean by they changed the ending, and we'll probably be like, why did they change the ending?
I think and they wanted to be more dramatic, I think, and versus how the book how it ended, where it was more of you had to imagine something. And there it took away the imagination.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so but I think that's also typical of movies. There's this way that they film so that you no longer have to, there's no imagining anywhere. Or what it'll do is it will dispel your imagination in the sense where what you were thinking of when you read the book, and then when you see the movie, like, well, I didn't picture him looking like that, or I thought she was looking like this, and so this is why I always have a problem with adaptations is because I'm just sure they're going to get it wrong somewhere down the line. Although I saw The Hate You Give and I quite liked it.
I haven't seen that yet.
I
haven't seen that one yet either.
I felt it was a Nike ad because Nike was all over that film. I mean, and I'm not kidding you. I mean, from the box to the shoes.
I heard the same thing.
And if you watch Angie Thomas's Instagram,
yeah, she likes Nike.
She likes Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you that there were a lot of shots where they could have just literally lifted that shot out and put it in an ad because it was, you know, a real Nike ad. But I like the way they, you know, what they did with it. I think they, you know, they followed it pretty well. All the acting was really good. Although Star didn't look like what I imagined Star to look like at all.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was cute though, and she was a good actress.
Yeah.
But that's not what I imagined when I was listening to it. I wasn't imagining her looking like that.
I think that's the thing that happens like all the time though, you know? It's like you have this picture in your head of what a character looks like, and then when they do the casting, they never look like what you think they're gonna look like.
Never. I didn't even imagine her boyfriend at school looking like that. I didn't imagine him looking like that.
Okay, real talk, I don't even remember what he looked like in the movie.
He was very dark hair, plain, you know, he wasn't anything, I don't know. I was like, all right, okay.
He wasn't cute?
He was cute. I mean, he was all right. He was all right. But I mean, like, I didn't picture him like I didn't picture him dark haired. That's weird. I didn't picture him dark haired. I pictured him more light haired, and I pictured him a bit taller. And I don't know. There was something like that. Nah, I didn't go with what I was imagining. But otherwise, the rest was great. Her parents were great. The little brother was cute. He was adorable, the little brother. Oh, he's so cute. A 7 was like I imagined. Everything else kind of like sort of fit. You know, it's just that, you know, Star was a little bit, I was disappointed with, you know, that casting. It's just not like how I imagined her to look. I thought they would like really go all the way and, you know, and get an actress, a young, darker actress to do that role. And I was just like, why? Why? I mean,
yeah,
that's how I feel now about the new Nicole Young. I think the book, what is it? The Sun is also a star.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I love that book. And when I saw that they did Yara, the girl from Blackish,
Yeah, Yara Shahidi did it. Yeah,
I was like, come on, that's the best Jamaican.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed. And then even the Korean guy, he's not even all the way Korean either. So it was just.
Well, it's funny. I didn't even read that book, but when I heard that Yara Shahidi was starring in the role, I was like, well, damn, they forgot that girl was supposed to be Jamaican, you know. So I'm like, I don't know. That's not going to go down too well, you know.
No, a lot of Jamaicans I know were just we had this big side eye, like, here we go again.
I'm not really sure why that's going on because I mean we've had Black Panther now, so we can get over all this.
Right.
You can actually light Black people and they look good.
Yeah. They were filmed beautifully in Black Panther.
And really
beautifully filmed. But yeah, so I don't know what's going on with that. Unfortunately, yeah, they could have done that part a little bit better in my opinion, but I guess it kind of goes with what you know what it is in Hollywood at the moment. You know, it's always been that way, and it's always going to be difficult for darker actresses to get really good roles unless they're playing a drug addict, a thug, or you know, I don't know, whatever. You know, let's see what everybody else is.
But for Beale Street only stayed in the theaters here for maybe 3 weeks, and it was gone.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't come to I think the first weekend in January, because I was rereading it. And the week I finished rereading it and planned to go to the theaters, it was gone.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens where I live too.
That's a shame.
That's not good at all.
Yeah.
Wow. I was surprised that it even came here. Because sometimes when they have all Black cast movies, they don't come here. It's just recently that, you know, they're starting to show all Black cast movies. So, you know, I was like, oh my God, if Black Panther doesn't make it here, I'm going to be so pissed off. I mean, I was just like, and then it came and I was like, oh, thank God, you know. So, you know, that was fine. And then there was, you know, now If Beale Street Could Talk, that came. So I'm going to go see it tomorrow. And then Thug came as well, which I was really surprised because I was thinking this is never going to show up. Even Crazy Rich Asians girls have not showed up yet.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm like, for real?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that one.
Really pissed off with that. So I don't even know if that's even going to show up here or not, because I mean that you guys saw that like in what, in October or something? I think it was
early like summertime, somewhere in there.
Summertime even, and here it still hasn't come yet. So I don't know if it's going to come at some point. I have no idea. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't understand why it hasn't come. So it looks like they might be turning over a new leaf and showing all Black cast movies since they brought Thug and they brought they're bringing If Beale Street Could Talk. So, you know, we'll see. But I don't think Crazy Rich Asians is coming because it's like much later now.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, I'm surprised. I thought it was going to come like around Christmas. Didn't show up. So I didn't get a chance to see Crazy Rich Asians. So yeah, anyway, that's the problem with when movies, when they come abroad. Sometimes I think they don't know how they're going to be received. And then they also have to dub the movie. So what you have to do is when the movie comes out, the first 2 weeks, not even 10 days, the first 10 days, if you do not see the movie in English, so that is for people who live outside of Paris. Like, if you live outside of Paris and you don't see the movie within the first 10 days, you will not be able to see it in English unless you go to Paris. Wow. Because they think most French people want to see the movies dubbed. And if you've ever been in a dubbed movie, you know that is just...
No.
Give me subtitles. Give me subtitles.
It's really, really bad. Especially when you know the actor's voice, you know the tone of their voice, and you're hearing this voice that's like 3 octaves higher. You're like, what's he gotten his balls cut off or something? I mean, why is he speaking like that? It's like so higher than it should, than in reality. And it really is annoying. So I have to run to the cinema the first 10 days to see the movies in English that I want to see. Otherwise, I have to just go and see it in Paris. Because in Paris, you can see the movies in English. It's not a problem. It's the city, the big city. But all the other cities around, they only show them for 10 days. So I'm skidding in on If Beale Street Could Talk because I think it came out last Wednesday.
Yeah, go see it.
I'm seeing it tomorrow night, and I think that might be the last chance to see it in English. Unless you want to see it at midnight or something weird, because they also put the English versions at weird times. 10 o'clock at night, or Sunday morning at 9:30 or something weird like that. Yeah, I know it's a mess. I try to see it in the beginning so I can kind of get a decent hour, like 7 p.m. or something, and not like 11 p.m. at night, because that's kind of hard to watch a movie at 11 p.m. at night without falling asleep, but whatever. So I'll see it tomorrow night. Hopefully I'm gonna love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think I will. It looks really pretty though.
Yeah,
It is.
Filmed. So, but I heard it's very sad.
It's sad,
Very sad.
but then it has a beauty about it too, because I just think how they did there's certain scenes and how they did it. It was just so beautiful.
Mm.
It's a beauty. Onyx Pages says hello, Eli.
Yeah, I've got to open another window.
You got it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody asked like a while ago, what our favorite books by Black authors were.
How much time y'all got?
All day. It'll take me all day.
Damn. Okay.
I can give you favorite authors. I mean, some of them anyway. I don't know if I can narrow it down to a single book.
Yeah, a single book is not that easy for me to do either, because I mean, you like books for different reasons. You love them for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some consistent authors where you're gonna love everything they put out, like Bernice L. McFadden.
Hands down.
Everything.
Yeah, I think for Bernice, the only one of her books that I did not jive with very well was Glorious.
Glorious. Okay. Is that
Glorious was too damn short.
Yes.
I mean, otherwise I was okay with it because I was like reading. I was like, okay, this is kind of good because it's the Harlem Renaissance.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, this is good. The characters were really interested in everything, and then it just kind of like abruptly ended, and it ends in a manner that's not so. She kind of leaves it open, if I remember correctly, for the ending of Glorious.
Yeah.
But I found it was just too short. I mean, it wasn't even 220 pages, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Really,
I still haven't read Gathering Waters.
Oh,
I think that one. I think that one and one other one is the only two, well, besides Butterflies, that I'm planning to read this month. But
Praise Songs for the Butterfly?
Yeah.
Did you
I read that one.
Because nowhere
Did you like it?
Good.
Praise Song for the Butterfly? I liked it, but I felt like I wanted more. Like I wanted more. Like when I was at the end, I'm like, okay, is there any more pages here? Go. It just felt like there should have been more. But I did like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's also she has a way of giving you a bittersweet ending sometimes.
She does.
Because I felt the same way when I read Loving Donovan. I was so pissed off when I read that book.
Yeah, me too. That's my.
And I was just like, I think I threw the book on the floor.
Yes.
I have that book. I haven't read it yet.
Oh,
those characters, she wrote them so well. I was so mad at them.
Mm-hmm. I was very pissed off at the end. I literally, that book slammed on the floor. My husband came in and was like, "What's going on?" That ending, though.
Yes.
Oh man, Sydney like really riled up with that one. But all of her characters are really interesting. They, you get interested in them immediately. There's something about the way she develops the character right from the beginning. You become absorbed with that character and wanting to know what's happening next.
Okay, give me one, because I haven't read any of her at all. Give me one. What should I start with?
Sugar.
Yes, Sugar. Sugar's a good one.
Yeah, that's a really good one, Sugar.
I will add it to my TBR.
It's not a long book either, but I mean, you could probably read
quantify that.
It's not long at all. What is it, like
225, 250 maybe?
Okay.
Yeah.
Read it in like 1 or 2 sittings. Okay. But it's a really good book. It's really good. The characters are they're unforgettable, those characters.
So you're finna hear about it when I'm done.
Yeah, unforgettable, those characters. Okay. What are some of your other favorite books?
I'm gonna have to go with Nnedi Okorafor.
Yes.
Yeah. I like her.
Book of Phoenix, Who Fears Death, the Akata Witch books.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those covers are getting bombed now for Akata Witch.
Yeah.
Wow. There's some spectacular covers on those books.
I'm excited for the show. They're doing I think it's Book of Phoenix that they're adapting into an HBO show.
Oh,
really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
That's pretty cool. Okay, and what about you, Peter? What are some of your other favorite books?
So I'm gonna put some romance in, and I am in love with Danielle Allen. Like, I've read 3 of her books last year and loved all of them. She is an independent author, and I find that in romance, I've been enjoying a lot of independent author in the romance field.
Oh, okay.
Versus the mainstream.
Write it down.
So I think they tend to be more of a risk taker in the independence versus in the traditional. They try to be too sugar, sweet cookie, fairy tale. I want a book that's realistic, and her stories are more realistic and more relatable. And she always has some kind of topic that you can have a discussion in. So her books are definitely can be book club kind of books. So definitely Danielle Allen. She has this one. She has Sweatpants Season and Coffin Season. The names are crazy, but there's a point to it.
Okay. So wait, what's the name of this series?
They're not series. The other one is Sweatpants, and which a lot of people read when they had the Smother song the other day. A lot of people read Sweatpants Season, and so far, which I liked. So I was kind of glad when I realized so many people enjoy that book as well.
What's that one that you were talking about? Oh God, I can't. One of your videos not so long ago, you were talking about this book. You said, "Oh, I can't believe nobody's talking about this book. This book is so good." It was a mystery, I think.
It's a mystery, not African American though.
Oh, okay. Well, then we ain't talking about that.
That's why I haven't talked about it.
Forget about it. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah. And who else? Now, one of my favorite authors that right now I'm looking forward, it's my most anticipated book for the year, which is Patsy. But I want people to read her first book.
Yeah, I really like Here Comes the Sun as well.
I really like that one.
I really liked it.
I want people to read this before they read Patsy.
I gave that one 4.5 because that ending though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I loved it.
I wrote it down.
And I've seen her so many times. It seemed like every book event I go to, she's there. But loved it.
Yeah, it's a very good book. It's
really good.
I'm looking forward to Patsy as well because I have a feeling that one is going to be quite the book.
Yeah, I got that one marked.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, of course, Vintage Beverly Jenkins. You can't go wrong.
I haven't read any Beverly Jenkins.
Me either.
Read the first one. This is the second one in her Old West series, but the first one is Forbidden.
Forbidden.
Yes, and it's basically a man who passed white, and he's been living as it was after the Civil War, and he's been living as a white man and fell in love with a Black woman and had to decide whether or not to reveal his identity.
Oh wow! Okay, I'm gonna have to check.
Yeah. So Forbidden, and then this is part 2.
And what's that one called? The one you're holding?
This is Breathless. It's the second one.
All right.
And I just finished this one about a few days ago.
So are they all in that time frame like Alyssa Cole? Is it Alyssa Cole who?
No. These are right after the Civil War. So they're talking maybe within 10, 15 years after. So these are when people leave the South, they went to the Midwest or, Oklahoma area, Arizona, those kind of area, and trying to live a life in most of these mining towns.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna definitely try Forbidden because everybody's mother, brother, and dog has read Beverly Jenkins except for me. So,
No, I haven't. I haven't read any.
we're the only two then, honey, because
it's 3 of us.
okay. We are definitely the only 3, huh? Because they start talking about Beverly Jenkins. I'm like, ooh, okay, I don't know. I'm gonna keep quiet. I haven't read it yet. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that one. Forbidden sounds really good. It sounds like a good romance. And I'm just kind of curious how she goes about it. Now there's another person who I've not read is Zane.
Oh, Zane is
That's another
Zane is Zane.
yes.
Zane. Okay.
She's in a whole nother league.
A whole nother lane. Yeah, okay. But yeah, somebody was saying, what did they tell me I should read from Zane? Is it Addicted?
Yes. That's one of her
That's the one
most
everybody
popular one.
read Addicted.
Yeah, and I think it's a movie for that one.
Yeah, but I heard the movie was trash.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Oh no, don't go watch the movie. It's trash. That's what people told me. That's the truth.
Or Nervous. Nervous was a good one by Zane.
Nervous.
Yeah.
I didn't read that one.
Okay, well anyway, it's probably gonna, it's funny because reading at the moment, if you read anything by Eric Jerome Dickey, he gone off the deep end too with his one.
It's not the same guy anymore.
Eric, we need to have a chat. You've been trying to impress those millennials. And
Yes.
deep in right now on your writing, because he used to be such a great writer in the beginning. Like I like the way he wrote in the beginning, his characters and how he did dialogue. His dialogue was really natural. Now his dialogue is just sounding whack. He's just writing the craziest things in the book. And I'm thinking, did the editor actually read this stuff? Because it just sounds like it just sounds crazy. Sounds crazy. Like the one that we read, Peter, it was Bad Men, Wicked Women.
Yeah.
Yes. That was like a assassin movie.
Girl,
I think he's trying to write like he wants him to be turned into movies.
Well, I'm sorry, that's not going to work in a movie. That scene with the white woman rejecting her white husband and cozying up to the black guy who's got her husband and her at gunpoint.
Yeah.
That conversation was whack, Jack. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking
the cooking scene in the kitchen.
These guys are supposed to be getting, I don't know what from this man, money or something that he owes their boss, who's hired them to go to the guy's house and get the money. But the guy is refusing to get the money, and this white man is calling these two guys the N-word and everything else, but they holding a gun to his head. And I'm thinking, how does that work?
Right.
They decided to take all the food out of his refrigerator and cook it.
Yes.
Wow,
that whole scene was enough for me.
It was just weird. So they cooked this fish, I don't know, some kind of salmon or some mess, I don't know. And then he says, one of the black men says, you got to eat this food to the white man and his wife. And the white man's like, I'm not eating this food. And the white man's like, I'll eat your food. What the heck is going on here?
Oh my goodness.
She's going, oh, this fish is so succulent.
See, this is why I was like, nah, I ain't read no romance.
Oh,
that was no romance.
That wasn't romance.
I don't know what that was.
I'm dying.
No way.
I thought we were still talking about romance books.
I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, well, this is a definite comedy going on here because this is not romance. This is messy, you know. So you're reading this and you're thinking, where the heck is this going? And keep in mind, this is a conversation that goes on for 25 pages.
Yeah.
Literally 25 pages of this back and forth between her, the white woman, the wife, the young wife, and these two black thugs. And one of the black thugs is the main character. That scene was so whack. I was like, I almost thought about quitting the book after that scene because I just thought.
But it didn't even stop there. It was like the whole book, there was this random conversation about nothing.
It was really strange. And I really had a hard, because this book is published by Dutton Press. Dutton Press is not a slouch, you know.
Right.
You know, publishing companies. I'm thinking, did anybody read this book? I mean, because it's just, okay, I mean, I know it's an arc and stuff, but I doubt they cut this part out because it's really, you know, it's like, it's a lot of pages, this conversation. I was just like, I don't, and then there are other scenes that get even weirder. That scene where they go to the white guy's house and they take their weapons in bags, throw them in the bottom of the pool, but then 10 pages later, they're in the pool.
Getting it.
The white chick is handcuffed, and the husband's trying to kill his young wife and the black guy. So he grabs a gun out of the bag and shoots his way out of the pool.
Yeah, that book is.
Oh, it's just like
it's actually, I can laugh about it now, but at the time I was just like, what am I reading?
I was just like, this is not this no. Nope. I just can't. It's just too weird. It just gets worse and worse, and he's written a part 2.
Yeah, Kay said the only reason Dutton is still with him because they made so much money off of him over the years.
Oh well, okay. Cash that check, Dutton Press. not on my dollar, okay? Because that was just amazing, that book. I could not stop cracking up laughing while I was reading. I just thought, well, if he can do it, then I can do it too.
That's it.
That's a mess. But yeah, he puts the weird. I think he's flirting with the idea of doing erotica to a certain extent, because there's always an element. Well, in that one there wasn't so much. It was more or less like from a thug point of view. The guy was, you know, there was a lot of people getting shot up and stuff like that. But like the Blackbirds, there was an element of erotica.
Yes.
Pretty heightened in that. And I didn't know it was erotica, so I just thought it was like Eric Jerome Dickey, you know. And then I started reading.
I actually liked it though. I liked it, but I got shocked. There was a part of it where I had to research it because I never even knew that existed.
And I was like,
I had to do some research too.
Did I understand what I just read? Did what I read is that right? And then I went back and reread it. And I'm like, oh hell no! What?
I had to research. I was like, this is not real.
It was, well.
And then when I find out it is, I'm like, whoa. Where have I been all these years that I never even knew this existed?
Right, right.
Didn't think it would be in a book like that, you know.
No.
Right.
Random, you know. Well, you know, you know, he's really good at putting stuff like that in, but I don't know where he does his research for this, because
right.
Where you come up with that? I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. Either he knows people that I don't know or something, and he's using them as you know, as information or something. But
right.
Yeah, he's got a funny, and his dialogues don't sound as good anymore. His dialogue used to be so good before, like in that that one, it's an old one though. Milk in My Coffee. The dialogue.
That's my favorite one from back in the day.
So good. I mean, it feel, you know, it's like a real dialogue, and this dialogue now is like so. It's like it's like watching a bad, you know, cheap movie or something. You know? It's like it's insane. Now I read that short story he did.
I liked it. I didn't hate it. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Nah.
It was okay.
I think what that short story is missing is context and character development. And, you know, because there was things that, you know, like what he did was he did the element of surprise at the end. But I couldn't see where this main character was coming from, really. He told us a little bit about him in the beginning, but I wasn't feeling that character. Like I didn't understand his motivations. I didn't understand the nurse's motivations either. So I felt like I sprung on me at the end. And I was like, whoa, that was an element of surprise. So I was surprised by that, but I think it was missing context or something, and that's a major element, I think, to short stories. If you're going to write a short story, you have to show the things so that the reader will grasp your character and understand them really quickly, really well, but that you're doing something else with him. You know, you're moving him through the story. And there were a lot of things that were like just really strange about the story that I was just kind of like, I'm not following very well. I'm just reading along, and then when he sprung that ending on me, I was like, yeah. So but at least he's trying things, but I'm not sure where he's going with all that, because he's a seasoned writer, but he's writing like somebody who just started writing, and it's really weird. He's got so many books, you know, behind him that are, you know, he's got what, 3 different series. He's got, you know, all of his, you know, other books like Cheaters and Milk and Coffee and
Chasing Destiny.
Yeah, he's got all that, and then he starts writing this mess he's doing. I don't understand what's going on with that. I'm confused. I'm confused by all of that. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. But you know, hey, I think some people still like his stuff though. You know, people are still buying his books. Yeah. I mean, you said it yourself, Dutton is making a fortune, so they're happy with it. Okay, did everybody say their favorite books? Eli, did you say your...
Yeah.
Did you say all of your favorite books?
All of it? All of them, really?
All of your favorite books, or just a few?
We talked about Nettie Okorafor.
Yeah. Was cool.
And then I went down on an Alyssa Cole rabbit hole based on the conversation I was having with Tati.
Oh yeah, Alyssa Cole. Yeah, she had mentioned quite a few the last time.
Yeah, I read one, Unconditional Love, I think, or something like that.
Wait, which one did she tell me?
I need to get into the historical part of Alyssa Cole, because the Reluctant series didn't wow me. So I definitely want to try her historical series.
Yeah, she's got the one that I'm looking at adding to my TBR is That Could Be Enough. Yeah, it's an FF novella.
Oh, okay. I've read An Extraordinary Union. That's the one that I read, and it was pretty good.
That's the one I see a lot of people showing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, who was that? I think it was Morgan Gale talked about that one.
Yeah, that one was during the Civil War, and the white guy was working with the Confederacy. Well, he was like undercover. Oh, okay. And he meets the black lady who she's also working undercover as a slave. She's originally from she's originally from the North, but she's working with the Union as well.
Okay, well that one sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to try that one. Because yeah, like, we were talking about Alyssa Cole last Saturday. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, Alyssa Cole!" And then that's when Tatiana took out all her Alyssa Cole.
Yes, Tati love Alyssa Cole for sure.
Cool. So let's see.
And Octavia Butler, that's our girl too.
Yes.
Yeah, Tatiana says Eli Cole has about 10 books.
Yeah.
The second book in their Blackout series.
It's off the grid. The series is off, but when I googled it, it was off the grid.
Okay.
Yeah, that one I think is MM. Which is cool. I'm looking more for that though.
Somebody said milk in my coffee sounds like a euphemism now.
Oh, I glossed over that when I was looking at the chat.
And the other woman are classics by him. Somebody said he better not go too far off the ledge.
Too late.
He already did.
Yeah, he's tripping, honey, hard. Yes, extraordinary. Oh yeah, musical Tati said yeah, An Extraordinary Union. So yeah, we should. I guess that's the one we should read. So I'm gonna put a star next to it because I haven't read any Alyssa Cole, so I'm late. I need to read that. Let's see. So what do you guys want to talk about now? Anything else book-wise you want to mention? Like, what are you reading at the moment? I mean, I know you're reading Extraordinary Love, but what else are you reading?
I'm reading. What am I reading? Unconditional Love.
Yeah, and what else?
Oh, I did start on audio. I started the Supreme Sisters.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
I started that one on audio.
At All You Can Eat?
Yes, that one.
I love that book. That book was good.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't believe a Black man wrote that book. It's a Black man that wrote that book. And he really knows, like he really put himself in the skin of a Black woman. Because
now that you say that, I'm thinking about these first 2 chapters that I just listened to. Yeah, you wouldn't think a man wrote that at all.
It's a Black man that wrote that book. He did a good job. What's his name? Kelsey Moore?
Yeah,
something Kelsey Moore. Yeah, he's really good. And there's a second part to that book too, but I haven't read that yet. The second part. I don't remember the name either. It's got another long name. I can't remember.
And I finished Heavy earlier this week.
Yeah, you said you really liked it.
I did.
Like 4 or 5 stars.
4.5.
It seemed like everybody who's read it loved that book.
Yeah.
I need to get into it.
Kind of puts you in the mind of, with his body issues, Hunger by Roxane Gay.
Okay.
The trauma he suffered in his body and just going from there. And it's really like a letter to his mom, which that relationship is. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I heard. I hear it's very poignant. Just unbelievably truth,
Yes, it is so real.
Very real. He doesn't, hold anything back. is what I heard, and everybody says it's really, really good. I haven't heard anything bad about that book.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I can imagine what he dealt with from his family after them reading that book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it might have been writing. It might be like some kind of a therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's maybe things that he couldn't really say to them.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't listen. He just didn't know how to say it out of his mouth.
Right.
Writing is like a therapy, but it's also a way of him probably opening up to his family.
Yeah, because he says in the very beginning, I wanted to write this amazing, loving story, but that's not our story. So, and he just went all the way there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to see if I can, if I can get through what I want to get through. Maybe I'll be lucky enough to read Heavy the last week of February.
And he reads it if you get it on audio.
Oh, he reads it?
Yeah, he reads it.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
He said, maybe I'll get it on audio and listen at the same time. Because that's really cool. I had no idea he was reading it.
Yeah.
Hunger is good too, though.
Yes.
That's a must read.
Hunger was good.
She really does pour it out there.
Mm-hmm. And you think, why would you put that out there? But then again, I see it's helping people, I'm sure. Yeah, but I would just be like, let me keep my business at the house.
Yeah, I think for her, I mean, I think she has, she puts it out there all the time. Like whenever she writes, I don't know if you noticed, but like in the beginning when I started reading her stuff, I was noticing there was like a pattern with the types of things she writes about. She often writes about women that are, raped or abused in some way, or, she writes about the not so nice things of life.
Yeah, I've only read Hunger though.
I was wondering why. And then when I read Hunger, I understood. I just understood why she writes these things. It's because it's her way as well of exercising it out of herself, her fear and all the rest of it. And it's also a way of her coming to, I think, understanding of relating the difficulty that she's had and that she's gone through as opposed to her body and how big she's gotten and why she's that big. Although I think now she's been working out and stuff. She's got like a trainer and she's been working out and she's taking up weight, so she's mentally, I guess, ready to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, when you read Hunger, it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking to read it.
Yeah.
She's so honest about, and she's honest about things that I don't know how she can be honest like that.
Me either.
There was like one time, I think in there where she mentions the one of the guys, I think, that raped her or something. She sees him later on, like a businessman or something.
Yeah, I think like she checks on him on social. She checks up on him on social media now.
Social media, and I think she found out where he worked and everything.
Yeah.
She's thinking about maybe going or something, but then she didn't do it. But it's a really interesting book to read. It tells you a lot about the human nature and what we can go through and how we go through it. And I'm sure you're right, lady, that she is definitely helping people.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Although I remember there were people that were like, "Oh, this book is just, it's not that great. She's not, it's like she's profiting from this, telling her business and stuff." But I think people just didn't understand what she was, what she was trying to say. through the book. And so they I don't know what they were expecting, but some people were expecting a lot worse.
Ooh, what?
You know,
Like that's crazy.
Yep.
I know for me, when I read that book, it helped me a little to understand her mindset when she wrote Untamed State.
And
I
see,
remember
I
that
haven't
book
read
was
that
so
yet.
difficult. It was such a hard book for me to read. It took me 6 months to read. I literally I would read a few chapters, put it back down, then go back later because it was so unbelievable. It was a hard book
That's
to
the only
really
thing I
get
haven't
through.
read from her. I've read
And
everything.
she talks about rape in that book. She talks about being tortured, and then she talks about the other part that no one really talks about, where what happened to a lot of the women body who's been raped and tortured, and how they have to cope and rebuild their life and how difficult it is. And that's a part of the book that made me realize how good the story was, because a lot of times people just focus on the act, not the aftermath.
Yeah.
Or they made the aftermath seem so easy and quick. And in this book, she talked about how, slow that person was recovering and how much it was destroying her and everybody else around her. And it's a really tough book to read. And I finally got through it, but it took months to get through that.
And you're talking about Untamed State?
Yeah.
Oh, I got that one on my shelf to read kind of soon.
I've had it on my shelf though for a long while, but I've just not. Every time I go to pick it up, I'm like, "You're not ready, girl."
Me too.
Girl, it's like, how many times am I going to say you're not ready, girl? I mean, I managed to get through Difficult Women, and that has some pretty hard things to read in it. Yeah, it has some hard things to read in it as well. You feel like you want to just take a shower when it's over.
Yeah.
You feel like, horrible. Somebody put Untamed State as a difficult read.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
She writes what she writes. Yeah. Because I couldn't understand it until I read Hunger. And then once I read Hunger, everything snapped into place. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'll cut us some slack. I get it. I understand. But it's true, it's not an easy book to, but even Hunger's not an easy book to read either, because when you read it, the trauma is, it feels like she's saying it without feeling, but there's something about it. And I listened to it on audio while I was reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
And she reads it.
She reads it. Yeah.
And when you're reading it and you're reading it at the same time you're listening to it, there was something that was extremely powerful about, hearing her voice and hearing her recount, all these things that have happened to her and stuff.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Heavy. Having him read it, and I'm sure they did editing, but I swear at one point it sounded like his voice cracked.
Oh wow!
And that just, the tears just started coming in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, sadly for me, Keezy Layman, I tried to read Long Division. I could not get into that book.
Oh, I did. Now, you know what? Now that may be a 2-star that I actually finished.
I couldn't get into it. I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on in this book. I think I read like 20 pages and gave up because I felt like I was reading and I didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, I felt like that all the way to the end.
Oh, well, you good. Because when it gets like that, I'm just like, I'm tired of being confused. I'm out, But sadly, that's the only book that I've actually tried to read, by him. But that's
the only one I read.
I DNF'd it. So Heavy, I'll definitely get to that one though, because I mean, nothing like a good biography read by the author on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you need to be jumping on. Let's see. He's talking about a book club.
Someone said, how in the world did she read that audio book?
Yeah, so I said it could be easy if you understood the issue.
Yeah.
And then there's Venetra's book club is talking about Tara Baby.
And then it's Onyx says Najir said she didn't understand the ending. The ending kind of threw me off too on Tar Baby.
Yeah, the ending I think is particularly done like that. It's made to be kind of one of those open endings. But if I remember correctly, it's almost like he goes, he escapes.
He's on the water?
Yeah, it's like he escapes to the Maroons or whatever the hell it is.
It was weird.
Yeah, it has like one of those what they call it, magical realism type endings.
Yeah.
You either think of it as like a solid, regular, everyday story, or you think that it has elements of magical realism, because they do mention the stuff, you know, about being on the island and relating being on that island to the fact of the people that are actually from there.
Mm-hmm.
There's that correlation between these white people that are implanting themselves there, as opposed to the people who actually live there and go through the customs and beliefs and, you know, and then there's that, you know, background of the Maroons, the free Black people living on the island in the mountains where we don't know. So the ending, I think, makes a reference to his freedom in a way, because he was like power to the people.
Yeah.
Like hotel type, you know. So she has to give him this kind of escape that's very much in tune to the kind of person that he is. Because clearly he was not going to be with that other chick. I can't remember what her name is. What was her name? The girl.
What's her name?
Oh damn! I can't remember what her name is. I can't think of what her name is right now. But clearly they were not made to be together, those two. Complete opposite of each other. Let's see. Son. That was the guy's name.
Son.
She said, even though Son lit her fire in so many ways, she could not fully respect him for who and what he was. And I think it went both ways. Yeah, it did go both ways.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
Did they say her name?
No, I can't remember what her name is. Can anybody remember her name? Because I can't remember her name. I can't remember what her name is. It's been a minute though.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. I can't even remember the names from Jubilee.
Me either.
And Jubilee, that book was a mess too, because they had that many characters. She was something else. It was like, you're a slave. Get with the program. You are not free. I was like, no, she's free and stuff, you know, because she's cute. I was like, I'm cute. I can do what I like. You know, I was like, no, you're a slave. You forgot.
Yeah.
That was a interesting Jubilee.
Was that the first real Soul Lit?
Yeah, that was like the first or second one we did. Jubilee. That book was interesting to say the least. It was interesting. It was very interesting, to say the least. Let's see if there's anything, what else people are saying. People are talking about, what are they talking about? Bear rabbit? I'm not really sure what that's all about. Almost stopped me reading. Which part almost stopped you from reading?
She was talking about a scene where the guys in his neighborhood in Heavy.
Oh,
She was
yeah.
talking about a train scene, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to have to prepare myself for this book then.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean,
yeah.
I kind of figured it because I've heard everybody say things like, this book made me cry, or I was not the same after I read this book for a while. I needed a palate cleanser, something to pick me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. So, yeah, that's so I'm kind of preparing myself to be a tearjerker as well.
Yeah. Another one that was a tearjerker for me at the end, Monday's Not Coming. Have y'all read that one?
I haven't read that one, but I saw, whose review did I see on that? Oh, I saw Morgan Gale talk about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you liked it?
Yeah, I did. I did. That's another heartbreaking story too.
It sounded like it would be one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember her talking about it and saying that yeah, she thought it was a really good story, the way it was developed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of nobody was talking about, and nobody has actually really gotten onto that one for some reason.
Yeah.
I've only I think I saw you mention it. I saw Morgan Gale mention it. And
what's the name of it again?
Monday's Not Coming.
Monday is not
Jackson.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
One other person talk about it.
Might have been me.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, because that one for some reason has not made the rounds on BookTube, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know.
Yeah.
It hasn't made the rounds. But I've only heard good things about it.
I didn't think the twist was as powerful in this one as it was in Allegedly, but
oh, I haven't read Allegedly.
I haven't read Allegedly either.
Like that, Allegedly, Eli?
I did. Yeah. I think I read it with Alan, actually.
Oh, okay.
Some people I heard they either hated the twist or you loved the twist at the end of that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. And I think Alan and I were on the opposite sides of that fence.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Well, you know, every time I talk to her, she takes my black card away, right? And I totally just put her on blast like that.
Yeah, I like the twist brought out a lot of different stuff in Monday's Not Coming.
That's true. That's true. It was like I remember being confused.
Oh yeah,
a number of different places. And I'm like, well, and so I made all of these predictions, and they were all wrong.
Me too.
As a reader, that's something I really because I read so much YA. It's like if you can lead me to certain predictions and then show me that I am wrong, I will stay with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm listening, but I'm also working.
Are you good?
Yeah.
That twist, it got me. I know immediately after finishing it, I called my sister who teaches. And I was like, hey, you gotta watch your kids. If a child goes missing, don't just say they gone.
Yeah.
Somebody check, please.
Yeah. Well, and check with the other kids too, because the other kids typically I was a teacher, and my kids knew more than the school did. Like, hey, where'd this kid go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is where the in my case most of the time it's like, oh yeah, they went to Mexico. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Supposedly it was a true story that happened in the DC area in the school. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Supposedly that's where her story is loosely based off of that. Where it was 3 girls who were missing. No one was looking for them, and they found them in a similar situation as Monday.
Wow.
Yep.
That's some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I just cried after I finished that one.
That adds an entirely new layer to that story.
Yes. I'll see if I can find that story because it was same because Monday takes place in the DC area. And that's where the actual round 2007, 2008, during the first Obama election, and said really they said it got swept under the rug because of all of that was going on. But it said like 9 different people with CPS lost their jobs because they were going out saying that they had made contact with the children when they had not.
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna have to no, see, I'm gonna have to sit with this for a minute.
Wow. Let's see. Somebody was asking if we had read Rosewater by Tate Thompson. Does anybody know that one? Rosewater?
Mm-mm.
I don't know that one. And then somebody asked about the child. Oh no, that's the child finder. That's something different. And then somebody mentioned Heavy seems like it's going to be like a piece of cake by Cupcake Brown.
Oh,
I haven't read Cupcake Brown.
I read Cupcake Brown. It's much.
Was it like Heavy?
No.
No.
Heavy is heavy. Like you feel the emotions. With Cupcake, now her story was sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
That's what I hear.
But I don't know why I would say they're different. But her story was very sad.
Okay, somebody said Rosewater is supposed to be good. I think it's a sci-fi horror. He's a British Black author. I'll have to look it up.
Not a genre I read.
What genre was it?
Horror.
That's fine. Horror.
Let's see. Apparently, okay, that's. People are talking about LeVar Burton podcast. Of course.
Where he reads to people?
Somebody else said I want to read Rosewater. So
I have to look it up.
It's a thing, Rosewater. Okay, so a lot of people have heard of it. I haven't heard of it. And Child Finder by Octavia Butler. Have you read that?
Mm-mm. I should check with Tracy and see if she's read it.
I've never even heard of that one before.
Okay, I've seen this cover of Rosewater. I've seen that cover before, maybe on Instagram or something.
Let's see.
That cover definitely looks familiar.
Let me check it out. Rosewater. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, I have seen this cover before.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen this cover, but it's this one.
Yep, that's the one I've seen. Yep.
But it's the winner of the Noma Award for Best Novel. Rosewater. Let's see. Rosewater is a town on the edge, a community formed around the edges of a mysterious alien biodome. Its residents comprise the hopeful, the hungry, and the helpless. People eager for a glimpse inside the dome or a taste of its rumored healing powers. Cairo is a government agent with a criminal past. He has seen inside the biodome and doesn't care to again, but when something begins killing off others like himself, Cairo must defy his masters to search for an answer, facing his dark history and coming to a realization about a horrifying future. Sounds mysterious.
Yeah, it does.
It has 3.87 stars for the moment on Goodreads.
Then Jerry asks you, Didi, why don't you like science fiction and fantasy?
We didn't already discuss this. Do I have to repeat myself again?
She was late. She missed out that first one.
No, that's because we didn't talk before. She knows. Oh, she's trying to embarrass me. You're not going to embarrass me on that one. No, sci-fi and fantasy do not speak to me in book form. I like watching it on screen. Like, no problem with that. No problem with that at all. The moment I have to start reading the book, that's when shit hits the fan and I become disinterested real quick. So, because let's face it, when you're doing sci-fi and fantasy, if you haven't built your world properly, ain't nobody following.
Sure.
It's got to have a good world building. And that's the part for me that I find sometimes when I'm reading that, I find a lot for me to retain, and it can get kind of boring after a while. And, for me.
Have you read any Tananabari? I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Tananarive Due. I haven't read any of her. But I might check out the one that Tatiana said, which is it The Good Neighbor or The Good House?
The Good House is good. Yeah, that one's good. The other one, Joplin's Ghost, is also good.
I own Joplin's Ghost, but I haven't read that one.
I believe Robin Miles reads them too. To circle back to that piece of the conversation.
Okay, yeah.
The Good House. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Tati just said. Robin Miles reads it.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, because Tatiana said, I think you'll like that one.
The Good House. I read the series, the Blood series. Now I'm drawing a blank.
So yeah, I'm gonna try that one. I'll try that one. Why not? Why not? But I'll also try Children of Blood and Bone. I'm gonna give it a go.
Hey.
I'm gonna give it a go.
Yeah, My Soul to Keep. That's the Living Blood series. I think it's the name of that one.
The Living Blood series?
Yeah. African Immortals. That's it. Really good. That's it.
People are laughing at my explanation.
Yeah.
I don't like sci-fi, so they're laughing. Well, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This is how it is. I get bored fast. African Immortals.
Yeah, that's a good series.
Oh no.
My Soul to Keep was the first book in this. Okay, yeah.
And Jerry, she shares an unpopular opinion about children.
Uh-oh.
Please do tell.
Share.
Told you there's some people out here not feeling it. Okay. Okay, and Jerry.
I need to know what it is.
Oh yeah. Share injury. Why did you not like it? Why did you not like the Children of Blood and Bone? So.
Wait.
So what?
Uh-oh.
Someone said they don't know if it's
I'm
for
paying
you.
attention now.
Yeah, it's just this thing. Somebody, there's a couple of people that said they don't think it was for me, and some people said, "Oh yeah, you're gonna like it." I have read a lot of amazing Afrofuturism. Okay, here, and CBOB is
It's just CBB.
Okay.
She said it's just not it.
Not it.
We need a video.
And
we need a full video on that one.
We need a full video on that one.
Yeah, the review.
I'll watch it once I finish the book, and then I can. If I finish it, because I might like start reading and be like, I'm bored.
Okay, and then send it to me when you make it, because I'm totally not on YouTube very much anymore. So just tag me or something.
Read Mother of the Sea by Zeta Elliott. I don't know this, so let me write it down.
Write it down. I'm gonna see.
Have you guys heard of that one?
It's 80 pages.
It's 80 pages. Okay.
80 pages. That's all I need to hear.
Didn't finish say it's too short.
It's 80 pages. Okay, it's called Mother of the Sea. Zeta Elliott. I've never heard of Zeta Elliott. I'll have to check that one out. Yes, we need a full video in Jerry about this Children of Blood and Bone problem. Video coming. I'm reading it twice. I'm reading it twice thought.
Oh, she got to make sure. Oh, it's few people saying they love Mother of the Sea.
Somebody else said I didn't think so either. So you see, it's not that unpopular of an opinion. A lot of people start not liking it now.
Remember who the audience is, though. Like when you take this into account, remember who the audience is.
Absolutely, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Because that's like a comment that I've seen quite a bit is like people talking about how they can't stand the characters in these YA novels. They don't do things they don't react in ways that are realistic. But the thing is, they're teenagers, and teenagers are stupid.
It's so true. It's the truth.
Not like stupid in a bad way, but like stupid and their brains aren't fully developed.
They just don't know.
They don't. Yeah, they do things that we as adults think are ridiculous and uninformed and whatever. But it's part of the process. I mean, we were like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I review YA books, I always review YA books with my students in mind.
Yeah.
Because I spent 12 years with 13-year-olds. So it's like I keep that in mind as I go through YA novels, because the way they're approached is not the same as the expectations from like an adult protagonist.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Very good point.
Yeah. Mother.
I'd pop in for a comment and then I'm going back to work.
Mother of the Sea.
Nowhere. In Children of Blood and Bone in places, but they are teens. Eli is right.
But it's like you gotta have the little crushes and stuff like that.
Yeah, because for teenagers.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that, people would say that doesn't seem very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And also this kind of like love triangle kind of situations, that's kind of very teen as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
while it makes me roll my eyes every time.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, but
You're mine, girl.
the thing of it is, my last year in the classroom, I had a kid who was like, well, I like this girl and I like this guy and I don't know what to do and whatever. It is like these are things that I have experienced as like the adult being talked to.
Yeah. Somebody put, that's true. Teen hormones equals insta love.
Insta love. That's it.
Yes. No. So we did Jacqueline Woodson's If You Come Softly with the Life's Library, which is a Nerdfighteria John Green thing. And one of the comments that was in the Discord channel that I was in was about how it's so terrible, it's insta love, la la la, and all this. I was like, but they're teenagers.
They're teenagers.
This is the thing that happens with teenagers. I mean, you see the kid across the room, he's like, oh, that kid is cute, I want to go out with them, I love them automatically. And so we definitely as adult readers of YA and adult reviewers of YA, that is definitely something we have to keep in mind. Yes, it makes us cringe. Yes, it makes us roll our eyes, but it is a teenage reality.
Yeah,
that's true.
I think about Ibiza Boy's Pride, which is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice.
Oh yeah, Pride. I haven't read that, but
I haven't read that.
Yeah, it's like so she spends the entire first half of the novel absolutely abhorring this kid who moves in across the street. And for, myriad reasons, whatever. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh no, I actually really like him. Which is not a spoiler because Pride and Prejudice, because this is what actually happens in Pride and Prejudice. It's like, once my good opinion's lost is lost forever. But no, I actually really like him.
That's funny. Okay, everybody's kind of confirming you lie with your comments on teenagers can really be indecisive and crazy and a lot of insta love.
I am the teenager.
Yeah, keeping that in mind, that may move up my star rating.
Star rating of Children of Blood and Bone?
Yeah. Keeping that in mind, that may move it up to a 4.
I'm like, Zelly, why are you Zelly? Why are you? And so so I've got this like auntie in my head who's like, just wanna.
Yes.
It's a chancla.
So you gave it 3 stars?
Yeah, I gave about 3.5.
Okay.
That would take it to a 4 though. If I didn't let that romance annoy me as much as it did, that would probably take it. Because I like the world building. I like the background. I can see where she's going with it. It's so much more that I think can come of it.
Would you read a sequel?
Yeah, but I wouldn't rush out to read it.
Virtue and Vengeance?
Which I think it's been pushed back to the summer.
It has.
Really?
Yeah, she's not done.
Oh, damn.
I follow her on Instagram.
See, on this one, the second. Oh, and Julie says she's looking forward to the sequel. Oh, we already talked about The Hate You Give. We liked it.
Also, here it is. Yeah. I'm sitting here with it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, because we talked about that. We talked about On the Come Up.
Oh, June 4th, they say the second part of Children of Blood and Bone.
That's the same day of Patsy.
Yeah. Really? It's the same day as Patsy? It's the 4th of June?
Same day as Patsy. The last time I checked.
Well,
it said June 4th.
I'll be going for Patsy. I've already
picked one. Yeah, me too. I'll be going for Patsy before that one.
That's all right. I won't hold against you.
Somebody just said, do you read romance novels? There's insta crushing and romance. Yeah.
Yeah, we just had an entire conversation about romance novels, which was great. I got them on my list now, which I'm actually really excited about, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, since I finished On the Come Up today, like I've got a void now. I got to read Slaughterhouse-Five, but I need a new audiobook, so I will probably pull something off of my list from our conversation today.
Katie asked, "Who are some of your favorite authors that you haven't read in years?"
And only because she has no more. That's Chimamanda Ngozi. When is she coming out with another book?
You know, I've only read Purple Hibiscus.
I've read all her books.
And I've only read Americana.
And I haven't read The Thing Around Your Neck.
I've read all, including the small ones that she came out with. But I'm wondering, like, when is she gonna come out with something else?
Somebody said, I haven't read anything by Sister Soldier in a minute.
What? I gave up after.
I haven't read anything, Sister Soldier.
No.
No.
What?
No Coldest Winter?
What, even past the Coldest Winter? What about the Midnight series?
Nope.
I think my sister had me recently. I can't remember what it was.
The Midnight series is pretty good. I like it better than Winter.
Oh, better than Winter?
Yeah. Well, I like the story, Portia, the story about Winter's sister, better than The Coldest Winter Ever.
Well, because
I didn't read that.
That's what it was. The Coldest Winter Ever. That's the one that I read.
And she then took one about her Winter's sister, Portia. Well, Porsche, I guess is how you say it. And that one's pretty good.
I think yeah, it was Denise was talking about Midnight. And she was saying how much she really liked it.
Yeah. Now she did something different with that series. She's doing something different because I think it's 3 books and I think it'll be more.
Oh. Wow. And yeah, some does say so. It says our Midnight series was good in the beginning, then just fell off. Uh-oh.
How, Sway?
Well, you know. Yeah, what do you guys think about, I mean, do you guys really like reading urban fiction, or do you just pick up certain types of urban fiction, or what do you think about urban fiction?
I used to read a lot of urban fiction. Like my early reading memories were urban fictions. And then I say about maybe 5-6 years ago, I stopped. And now I'm kind of wanting to read again. There's a series called Ethics that I'm hearing so much about that I haven't read yet, but I think I'm going to give another urban fiction a chance and see if I would love it again like I did back in the days.
Who was your favorite when you were reading it?
Oh my God, Jacqueline. I still have them. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. Everybody's gonna be getting their books.
Tracy Brown is my favorite, which I think Ray, she just did a review.
She did. Yes, she did.
That White Line series.
Yeah.
Now she does it right. She does it right.
Yeah, that's what she said. She said it's like, I think she even said that was a reread.
Now, these are my archive. I call it archive.
Oh wow. Okay, you got a collection.
And so you have like The Naked Truth.
Let's see.
Okay.
And this one is I think they're a couple. They still write. That's their name here.
Let me see who I got. Who I would say my urban fiction.
There's this one where somebody on Instagram was picked up recently.
Convicts Candy.
Yeah.
Now this is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Hoodlum.
Yes.
Okay.
Now this was before. I think now we wouldn't be shocked, but back then when this came out, it was shocking.
Oh, okay.
It was a trans in prison. It's a prison drama. And she's a trans in there. But now if I read it, I probably wouldn't be shocked. But when this came out like 10 years ago, it was a little shocking.
KT said, I don't think I can do Nikki Turner. I read one book and I was done.
Quan is good. Tracy Brown. I think Tracy Brown is the best when it comes to urban fiction.
Yeah.
Tracy Brown?
There's one called a Dollar Late.
A Day Late, a Dollar Short?
Yes.
That's B.B. Moore Campbell. No.
No, not this one.
No. Wait, let me see. What is that? I do not remember the name of it.
Yeah, I got some real old ones on my shelf. Some real old ones that I wouldn't bother by revisiting. I should probably just get rid of them. But the Tracy Brown, no, I would never get rid of it.
And then this one, $1 out of 15 cents. This one was really good.
A dime and a nickel.
Okay. $1 out of 15 cents?
Yep. This one was good. This is old too. This might be like 90 something.
Okay, I'm going to figure that title out.
This was in 2003.
Someone, she mentions Donald Goins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read any of his.
And every time I try to get rid of those, and then I for some reason I just kept them. Because I don't think I will ever read them again. But I went through that phase where I read a lot of those.
Well, maybe you're waiting to give it to the right person who will enjoy them.
Yeah.
Instead of just dumping them at the Goodwill, give it to somebody that you think will enjoy them. Oh yeah, and somebody said, mentioned Iceberg Slim.
Yeah.
Has anybody read him?
I've heard of him, but I haven't read him.
And KT said you couldn't get into it. Somebody also mentioned that Wendy Williams had written a romance novel.
Have you read it?
Did Wendy really write that shit, or did she pay somebody to write that and put her name on it? I don't know.
Wow, that's some shit.
Come on. Wendy romance.
Someone said, did you get the vintage cover of Another Country? What did your cover look like?
The other cover that I read, or the vintage one?
Yeah, because I have this one. Which
no,
one do you
I
have?
The other one, it's what do they call it? The Modern Penguin Press something or other. Can't remember. It's red. It's not anything special, that cover. It's pretty ugly,
okay.
actually. Actually, I like your cover better. I wish I had that cover. Let me just see if I can find it on here, because Another Country. It's this one. Wait, come on. It's this cover.
Oh, okay. I did see that one.
It's pretty bad. I mean, it's nothing special. It's the modern. This is the Penguin Modern Classic one.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was the first time I fell in love with James Baldwin. Like, the first book I read was Giovanni Room.
Same.
I wasn't thrilled.
Me.
And then when I picked up Beale Street and The Fire Next Time, I was like, okay.
I liked I liked that one.
Fire Next Time?
No, the other one.
Giovanni Room?
Yeah, Giovanni's Room. I liked it.
I didn't like it. I think that was the first James Baldwin I read, and I remember
it's very particular because I like the way there are no Black people in that story. And it revolves around Giovanni, who's Italian. So he's sort of like the representative Black person in the story, if you want. For me, I thought that was kind of brilliant. That at that time period, he would actually, write a book where all the characters are clearly white.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a Black man. At that time period, that's just like bomb. That he would try to do something like that. And because I think when he did Giovanni's Room in the beginning, they didn't want to publish it because of that.
Really?
All white, and he was this Black man writing about it. But I quite liked it. I think it has some really good themes in it. But it's not my favorite for sure. For sure, Another is definitely my favorite. That one is hands down one of his better fiction novels. Now,
that one was really good. I think Monica and I, buddy, read that one together.
Which one was that again?
Another Country.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting till I think March or April to get into this one. I haven't read it yet.
Well, I still have to read Go Tell It on the Mountain. I still have to read, what is it called? How Long's the Train Been Gone? That one too. And there's another one I want to read. I can't remember. Another Baldwin. It's still quite a lot of fiction to read. And then I kind of want to reread Native Son. Because they're going to do that into a film, I think.
Are they really?
Really?
Yeah. Don't ask me who's doing it or who's going to be in it, but because I don't remember. But I distinctly remember.
Now that I think about that, I believe I read Native Son when I was young.
I did too. As an undergrad.
Yeah, I think about it.
That one and what other one did I read?
I haven't read it yet because I know I picked up Notes of Native Son by Baldwin, and I was told to read Native Son first. Right?
I don't know because I haven't read the Baldwin one, Notes from Native Son. But Native Son is definitely a good read. That's a must read.
I think I read that one and the other really big Richard Wright, Black Boy.
And that's another one I have.
Those were school requirement, and I remember not caring to read them, but I did read them.
But but Native Son is really good. That's a good read. It's kind of like a kick you in the teeth read, but
Did we lose Peter?
Yeah, it's obligatory, so.
Oh, there you go.
I could see them doing that as a movie, though. I could easily see them adapting that to film. Now, I don't know who would be the best director for that, but it would make it would be good on screen.
When they talk about A's books.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, is she write it or is it ghostwritten? I don't know, girl, because I don't keep up with that Wendy Williams stuff.
Which book is she talking about?
She's talking about the fact that Wendy Williams may have written
oh, yeah.
a romance novel. She said, yeah, I was wondering the same. Did she really write it or is it ghostwritten? I'm like, I just thought it was ghostwritten. Most likely,
Yeah.
I think. Let's see. What about so what's the book that you read this month that's been like tops? The best book this month.
I've only
finished one.
I don't even have it here from me.
Yeah, I've only the Heavy. That's the only one I finished.
Sounds like a really good one.
Yeah, that's the only one I finished so far this month.
I've only finished Breathless.
What is this?
But did you think it was tops? 4 or 5 stars?
For Breathless?
Yeah.
I gave it 4. I really liked it. After I read Forbidden, and the beginning of this explained a lot. Some of the questions I had for Forbidden, so that I immediately really started loving the book because I'm like, okay, that tied it up real nice, and it was nice and it was fun. It was there's definitely some funny moments in there, so I definitely like it.
Okay, that sounds really good.
And I think there's one more to continue.
Sounds good. I think the only one I can say that I really liked was Dear Ancestors by C.P. Patrick. That one is really, really, really good.
Oh, okay.
It's really good. Actually, you know, I have read some fantasy. Now, this is like a light fantasy. But if you read C.P. Patrick's The Truth About Awiti, it's kind of got a fantasy vibe in it. A little bit.
Okay.
It's not full on fantasy or anything because it talks about the transatlantic slave trade. Read this character Awiti, and it's really good. And she's got these powers and stuff. It's really good. And then
what was the spell that? What?
Awiti?
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that one around.
About Awiti, and her other book is called Dear Ancestors. Dear Ancestors is like a here. Let me see if I can find it. But it's very good poems, and it talks about the transatlantic slave trade and the African diaspora. It's very good because the poems are they're not obscure or anything. You can you read the poem and you understand exactly what she's making reference to. It's really good, and it just tells us it's like a kaleidoscope story of that, and it's done really well. It's brilliant.
Someone said Native Son has already been made into a movie twice before. Once in the 50s and once in the 80s.
Yeah, look.
Okay.
Yeah, it has been made into a movie before. But I'm still not sure I wish I could remember who's supposed to do the film though. And I'm wondering if it's not supposed to come out this year or next year. And I can't even remember where I heard it. It's been a minute.
So I have a question, Didi. So I know you've read this book, The Memory of Love.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? I'm about 159 pages in.
I love that book. I really enjoyed it a lot. It's not an easy read, but it's a book that I read with my book club. But we had a really good discussion on that book because there's a lot of this idea of memory in there, what people remember and how they remember the same episode.
Yeah, because I'm that's what I'm getting now where I'm reading this and I'm like, because he's reflecting back on his days as in the lab part, and I'm like, I feel like I have to really pay attention because I feel like there's details I need to remember.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, but I think it's really well done because it does explore this idea of memory, and from the point of view that this is taking place in what is it? It's not Liberia. No, is it like no? It's not Liberia. Is it Liberia? No, it's
hold on. Well, I can't remember, and I just read it. Sorry.
She's from. Well, her father is from there, from that country where the book takes place. I thought it was Liberia. It's not Liberia.
Mm-mm. It says in the beginning.
The writing is beautiful, though.
Oh, Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone. Why do I keep saying Liberia?
I know.
What the heck is up with me? Yeah, because I think it's her father is from Sierra Leone. So
the author.
She wasn't completely raised in Sierra Leone, but I think she would go back there on summer vacation or something. She was mostly raised in England, though. But it's a good book. It's the writing is really, really good. I'm kind of interested. I kind of want to read another one that she has out. I mean not to Forna. I think it's called Ancestor Stones, something like that. That's one of the ones I'd really like to read. Because it also takes place in, she has a new one out too this year. No, it came out last year, called Happiness. I wasn't too interested in reading from what when I read what it was about, I was like, eh. There's also The Devil That Danced on the Water, A Daughter's Quest, and I think that's like a nonfiction from her. And then Ancestor Stones is the one I'm interested in looking up. I think it has the same character that's in The Memory of Love.
Oh, okay.
The white man is from that book is in this one, Ancestor Stones, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
I love the cover though.
Yeah, it's a really nice cover. It kind of says a lot about the storyline without being like a spoiler, like most books. You know how most books, like I was like, and it was one of the books I read by I think it was Barbara Kingsolver, the Lacuna, and it had the cover was a spoiler. I didn't realize it was a spoiler until I read the book.
Oh no!
I was like, really? Why would you do that? You know, why would you I don't know. I don't get it. They put it as that cover is a spoiler in my opinion. But yeah, I think that guy that's in that book is in this one, Ancestor Stones. And I think she wrote Ancestor. Might have written Ancestor Stones before The Memory of Love. Because 2006, yeah, because Ancestor Stones was published in 2006 and The Memory of Love was 2010. So that kind of makes sense. That character, she took him out and put him in the one called The Memory of Love. But The Memory of Love is good because it's kind of like a triangle.
Okay.
Yeah, you've got the two men and then you've got the woman.
Yep.
But at one point I was thinking something was going to happen with the men. Because
all right, Dee Dee, hold up. What?
I saw it, but no, that don't happen, girl. Come on now. No. But, you know, it's the way it was written. It was the way it was written. It was, because she kind of like pulls you in and it's kind of mysterious, and you're not really sure where any of it is going.
That's how that's exactly how I feel right now. I'm like, wait a minute, what? I need to.
Because it's good writing, and, you know, but you don't know where none of that is going. So you're thinking lots of things, and then
that's where I'm at too. I'm thinking like, wait a minute, is this what? Like, I feel like it's something that's gonna really happen.
Just gonna happen eventually. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Keep reading.
Keep reading.
She see that's all she has to say, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna dig more.
That's all I'm gonna say now, because nothing else. Somebody said I read Ancestor Stones. I think it was good. Oh, it was Walking in the Woods. I bet it was good because she can spin a tale. Aminata Forna.
Are they saying this year for the release of Native Son? This year.
Now, who was that who said Homegoing is amazing?
I did. I thought it was amazing. I loved it.
Me too.
Unpopular opinion. It is not amazing.
What?
Exactly what?
Homegoing.
I loved it. I'm sorry, but I loved it.
That's a short story collection disguised as a novel. Okay. Look, I read it the first time and I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I think she's got great quality for her writing, but she particularly writes male characters better than female characters for some reason. I was really feeling the male characters she was writing about. I felt like they were real people more so than, but girl, come on now. You spend like literally 10 pages per character. That's annoying. That's really annoying. So it has a feel of being, you know, and I know what I understand what she was trying to do, but
cover a lot.
Yeah, cover too much shit. Okay, because they got too many people in that book, and you don't spend that much time with them. And there's some characters that you know, like there was that one character in there. I can't even remember any of the characters' names, even after I had just read it. Like I read it like for the second time. I read the book just for the book club, and I read it 4 days before. And the day of, I could remember no one's name because there's so many people. That annoyed me profoundly. I mean, it annoyed me profoundly. But there's that one character in there who loses his wife because his wife gets snatched off the street and she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, that story. That male character she wrote really, really well. Like I wanted to hear more from him.
Is that the one that worked in like the mines? Is that the one that ended up working in the mines?
I'm not even sure if it's, I don't think he was working in the mines, but like they lived in the city and they were free.
Yeah.
And his wife was, I don't know where she was on her own, and she was supposed to come home, and she pretty much got snatched off the street and probably resold into slavery as a pregnant, you know, woman.
Yeah.
I want to read it again. The first time I read it, 5 stars all the way.
Yeah, well, that 5 stars is going to be back down to 4 or 3. That's my opinion. I gotta be honest. I
probably won't reread it again. I don't want to lose that feeling.
Me neither. I don't know if I'm gonna reread it.
Over again to not lose that feeling because you can't remember none of the names when you finish reading it. Because I got some.
Because Beale Street, it lost some of its impact that second time around. So sometimes it's best to just leave it alone.
Yeah. I mean, it's like no shade against what's the name?
Yeah.
No shade. She's a wonderful writer, but that book feels like short stories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
It does not feel like a novel at all. And yeah, you feel like you're being drugged through the whole thing, and like there's no memorable characters, and I feel that's a shame, because if you're going to write a novel and you can't even cite the name of one character after you just read the book,
I can't.
that's sad. I think that's sad, because I think with a novel, especially a novel like that, which is, it's a little bit about the life in Africa before the transatlantic slave trade. Those two sisters that, they separate. But damn, you can't remember nobody's name because they didn't got 10 characters, and every character has like 10 pages. It's like
B from Books with B, she says she's with you, DD, on that about Homecoming. KT says the end could have been better.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been, but that's my opinion. A lot of people were like, starstruck with that book, but
I was one. I'm one, so I'm not gonna reread it.
Nope. I'm leaving it where it is.
I'm leaving it where it is.
The part that really was sad to read was when they had taken all the slaves and they were shoving them all into the bottom of the bottom of the chateau of the castle before they were taken. That scene she writes is so powerful, the way she writes it. I think that's the scene that I remember over any other scene in the book is that one. And the only character that I remember, and I can't remember his name, is the one whose wife gets snatched off the street.
Yeah, I remember the man. I remember the one that worked in the mines because it was close to home.
His character,
Alabama,
is interesting, but the rest of them, I don't remember who they are. And I don't remember who they are, and I think that's a shame. That's like that's a part of her. I guess that's the sacrifice she made. It was more important for her to do the overall, view of all those generations. That was more important than having memorable characters. So that was her decision. I personally don't think it was the best decision, because it doesn't really make your story memorable. I think when you're writing a story, there should be at least one character that stands out. You're like, oh, I love that character, but you can't, because there's just so many of them, and literally you cannot remember their names because there are so many. Now, if you want another one that's like that, that's like generational, it starts in slavery and it just goes, I think, all the way to like 1980, I think, is Some Sing, Some Cry.
Good. Oh, I love that book.
That book is really,
I was here for that book.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good book. It's written by two sisters. So you had what's her name? Intasaki Shonge, and you had her sister. I think her name is Isa Badi or something like that. So they tag teamed while writing this book. So it started off with I think Intasaki Shange, and then it went to her sister, and it went back like that. So you could kind of tell when there was a change in writing, the writing style. But as a whole, the book is interesting because the characters, you stay with them a minute. Like you really go through the generation. And then you move to the next one, but you still have those other people are still there from the other generation. So the story it's very complete, as a generational story. So that if you want a generational family type situation, that one is good.
The Long Walk Home by Connie Briscoe is a good one too. Tati just.
I haven't read that one. The long walk home.
Good one. Yeah.
Connie, so I might have to check that one out. Hey Keisha. Freeman, and before I forget. Oh yeah, Leonard Pitts Jr. Yeah, Freeman, and before I forget, Leonard Pitts Jr. He's got a new one that's coming out that I kind of want to read. Somebody put, I'm really enjoying Homegoing. I love the epic quality, and I think it's well written. Yeah, it's well written, but the epic quality is forgettable, unfortunately. But whatever.
Asked her a week after reading it, huh?
It was Joe who was married to Anna. Okay, that's his name, Joe. See, as simple as that. 2 letters, can't remember his name. What is it? Alzheimer's setting in or what? I mean, I don't know. Hey D. Yeah. So yeah, I think there were a lot of people though who felt like that Homegoing was, teaching too many characters, not spending enough time with them. I think there were more people felt like that than people realize. Although I met her at the Festival America, she was very nice. She had flawless fucking skin. I mean, girl was glowing. Okay, literally glowing on the spot. There was next to her, there was that other writer. What's her name? Fatima. I can't remember what her name is. Fatima something or other. She's the one that wrote that book that just came out. I think it's Just for Us or something like that. So she's a debut writer, and she was sitting at the same table next to Ya Jossi. So what was happening was Fatima was sitting at the table by herself, and she had a long line in front of her of the people waiting to get their book signed by Ya Jossi. I was like, oh my God. And so I had her book. I said, oh, I'm going to get your book signed. And she was like, oh, thank you. Because nobody was asking her to sign her book. They were all,
wow.
Yeah, and they put her at a table with Ya Jossi, the poor girl.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah, that was a bit harsh.
All the way down the thing, past 3 tables to see Ya Jossi. But she was very nice, and yeah, like I said, she was glowing. Her skin was flawless. She was wearing hardly any makeup at all. I think she had like maybe a little bit of eyeliner or something on, or a little bit of mascara or something, but she had nothing else on. Her skin was perfect. And I asked her if she was working on anything else. She's like, oh, no, not at the moment. I'm so busy, going, promotion to promotion and promotion for her book. So, yeah, she said she wasn't working on anything at the moment. But, yeah, she was very nice. Oh, Benita said, we're going to have to disagree on that one.
May I have your attention? The library will be closing in 30 minutes. If you're in a group setting, thank you.
Thrown out the library.
It's 6. I don't know why.
Kevin probably gonna start creeping in here in a minute. Like, hey, it's dinner time.
Where's my wife?
I'm finna go home and make dinner for mine too.
We're gonna get off really soon though. But Benitra, I'm gonna have to tell you to read the book first before you start commenting that you don't agree with me. Okay?
Yeah, she sure did.
Wait till you read the book, and then one day later, when you can't remember Joe, we'll talk. Okay? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Tati said they kicking you out, Eli.
Yeah.
Half an hour.
They're kicking you out.
Half an hour.
Oh, you've got a half an hour, and then they're kicking you out.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep on working. and chime in every once in a while.
Oh, yeah. That's Homegoing. That's my story with Homegoing. I probably will not read that one again though.
Me either.
I have no intentions of rereading that. That's like not pleasurable enough for me. It's almost like, it's not that the writing isn't good, it's just that this idea of changing characters and every character has like 10 pages. It's like it's not totally satisfying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to experience that again. Sorry. But yeah, anyway. Anybody else you want to talk about that we haven't mentioned? Oh, I'm kind of looking forward to Attica Locke's new book, Highway 59, second book.
Oh, I haven't read Bluebird yet.
I need to read one of her books. Is
Well,
that like
I
the first
read
book?
Pleasantville.
Excellent.
What
Yeah.
book?
The Cutting Season.
The Cutting Season. Okay.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, I got that.
Blackwater Rising was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a mystery with a literary feel to it. I haven't read the second part, which is Pleasantville. I haven't read that yet.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. I hear that it's even better than Blackwater Rising, Pleasantville. Bluebird is really good. The characters in Bluebird. That relationship between that son and that mother, girl.
So when does the second one come out?
That's gonna be something in book 2, let me tell you. When is that coming out? I think it's coming out in September. It's called, I think it's the Highway 59 series. Now I don't know how many she's gonna have in there, but I took out Bluebird. But Bluebird, this is, you know, it's kind of chunky. 303 pages. But I quite liked it. It's an interesting take on this idea of the Black Texas Ranger. I liked it, with this mystery going on in this town that's like so small you can drive right through and miss it. But all these people are somehow connected to each other in a way, and then you got the Black people there and the white people there, and the relationship between. It's really good. I think it's an interesting mystery.
Oh, okay. That'll fit the prompt. That'll fit one of the.
Because I'm going to attempt to get into the mystery March Madness, because I don't read a lot in that area either.
I'm definitely going to be reading my Easy Rawlins. That's what I'm going to read.
Well, Bluebird meets two of that prompt, the blue. Or March Mystery Madness. So I might have to add that one.
Yeah, add that Bluebird.
Yeah.
Cover, and it's got blue in the titles.
Yeah.
You'll probably enjoy this one. It's the kind of book that when you read it, you want to discuss it with someone.
Okay.
Because it's one of those, like, I would need to reread this one. Maybe reread it before the second one comes out. Because I'm sure there are going to be details in here, or relationships or things in here that she's going to bring over into the second book. But it's the kind of book that once you've read, you should buddy read this one with someone, lady. You should buddy read it with somebody, because it'd be really, I would have loved to have been able to talk to somebody about that one when I read it. But what I did was I went and I was listening to the podcast of, what are their names? Is it Black Lit Chicks?
Uh-huh.
And they did a podcast on it, but I don't think they liked it as much as I did. So, but it was just interesting to hear their take on trying to just figure out who is the guilty one, and how did it happen and all that. So, yeah, if the prompt is blue, I haven't looked at the prompts for March Mystery Madness. So, but yeah, this one is.
Yeah, that one fits.
That one is a good one. And then, of course, if you haven't read The Cutting Season, that's a really good one too.
Yeah, The Cutting Season is good. I've read 3: Cutting Season, Pleasantville, and Blackwater Rising.
Yeah, I read 3 as well. Bluebird, Cutting. I read the Cutting Season first, then I read Blackwater Rising, and then I read Bluebird. So I really need, maybe I'll read Pleasantville next month because that's the second part to Blackwater Rising.
Yeah.
It's got that lawyer in it. What's his name? Jay something or other.
Yeah.
See, I can remember his name.
You
It's been years since I read that book.
Yeah, Jay goes through it. Jay goes through it in Pleasantville too.
Jay's name, you know, but anyway. But yeah, I would say, yeah, those are good reads because the thing about Attica Locke is when she writes a mystery, she doesn't write a mystery in a typical way. And that's why it's really good. There's something that's literary about the way she writes the story. She takes in consideration all the, you know, details and things that she wants to show and, you know, that she wants to develop the story. Like in the, I think for the Cutting Season, I read somewhere that the thing that made her want to do it there is because she had heard about people that do their weddings at plantations.
Yeah.
And that freaked her out. Like she was like, who wants to do their wedding at a plantation, you know?
Plenty of people here in Alabama.
Yeah,
they
as well, but I'm just like, I'm not here for that. But so what she did was she decided to make a plantation, a typical Louisiana plantation, be the setting for the Cutting Season.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, she explores a lot of aspects of plantation because the main character lives on the plantation and is a manager of the plantation, and she's a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So it, you know, it kind of wound up being the setting for her story out of the fact that she was hearing about people going and planning, you know, wanting to have their wedding planned at a plantation, and she just thought that was just really weird. But it's really good. It has great ambiance.
It really does.
Yeah, there was like moments I was like, I can almost imagine this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Walking in the dark on a plant. I mean, because if you've ever been on a plantation in the daytime,
mm-hmm.
you see how you not want to be there at night.
Not at all.
No lights on, and you got nothing but a flashlight, and you call yourself trying to get to the front gate. You know, like fall in a hole or whatever. You know, but yeah, it's got real, you know, that spooky feel to it.
It does.
And it reads really fast. The characters, you know, there's a, you know, a little bit of a mess with the woman and the husband and
the child, their daughter,
or a friend from when she was a child, and all kind of stuff is going on in there. Mm-hmm. But it's a good one. I think you would like that. Blackwater Rising is a little bit more complex, but Jay he goes through it.
Very political.
It's political, and his wife though, Lord, I just wanted to strangle that woman. She was just a royal pain in the behind, that his wife. But yeah, definitely that's a definite good read as well. It tells the story a little different than what you would expect, but I thought it was very good.
And you said you haven't read Pleasantville yet?
No, I haven't read Pleasantville yet, so I might have to read that one in March, just because it's March Mystery Madness, and I haven't read Pleasantville. I need to read that. You know, it's the second part.
Yeah.
The book. So yeah, I will definitely try to pick that one up, and then that would mean I think I have read almost all of her books. I will have read all of them.
Peter, if you want to give Bluebird a try, we can buddy read it.
Yeah, you should.
That looks like a plan.
That sounds like a plan right there.
Yep.
Because you're gonna want to talk when it's over. Let me tell you, you're gonna want to talk. That's all.
Sounds like a plan.
That gets
okay.
Yeah, that gets intricate. You're gonna want to talk when that's over. Let's see. Oh. Oh, somebody acting a fool.
Oh no.
Samuel Glaser, and Tatiana's on him like white on rice.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, she on him.
She got him.
Yeah, I don't know. He trying, but he ain't trying no more. What did you DNF? Oscar Wilde. What? How could you DNF that book? It's brilliant. Walking in the Woods. How could you DNF that book? It's just so brilliant. That one is really good though. The Brief Wondrous Life of Oscar Wilde. That book is bomb.
I think I read that one for one of my book clubs, like ages ago.
Yeah, ages ago. Yeah, but it was really good.
Yeah, I agree. It was fabulous.
Really, really. The way he goes about telling that story is really good with the footnotes at the bottom, and I just like it was really good. Yeah, Blue Book, the second one. I don't remember what the second one, the name of it is, but it's coming out. I think it's in September. That's called the Highway 59 series or something. But I can't wait because I'm sure it's going to be very good. That's some juicy things that she can really carry on to the next one. For that one, yeah, you guys are going to love that. Buddy, read that together. You're going to love it. I was trying to think if somebody else mystery-wise. Has anybody read the second one for Blanche on the Lamb?
I've read all 4.
Oh, all right now.
Yeah, so, way outside my experience.
Number 1, what did you rate it?
Say that again.
Number 1, what did you rate number 1, Blanche on the Lamb?
Which of the 4, which I would rate number 1?
What did you rate Blanche on the Lamb?
Oh, overall?
Yeah.
Overall, the series, I said 4. But Blanche is such a unique character.
She is. She is something else.
That last one, it just left me wanting more. It did leave me wanting more. That's why I didn't give it that complete 5.
Yeah.
But of the 4 books, I think the second one was my favorite.
What's the second one called? It's
Her and the Talented 10th, I think. Blanche and the Talented 10th.
I mean, I think it's a shame that they have not republished that book. They have not been republished, and they're really hard to find in the same edition. Because they just, I don't know why they haven't done that, but I think I have them all on ebook. So I read Blanche on the Lamb and I really enjoyed it. This is true. Like you said, Blanche has quite the voice. She is quite. I like how you're inside of her head and you hear what she's thinking and what she's gonna do, and you hear all of that, and you see outside how people view her. It's fun how she shows you what the other characters think, and they usually think that they think she's not that smart or that she doesn't know what's going on. She comes off as being really aloof or something, but I mean, she is sharp as a freaking tack.
Yeah, and she know how to make those jabs.
Yeah, she doesn't make them moves, because when it's time to get up and get out of there, she's gone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get to number 2. Blanche Among the Talented 10th. I can't wait to get to that one because she's the kind of character where you will never forget the character when you start to read her. You really like her and you want to read more. I don't think Barbara Neely's written anything else.
Mm-mm. And I think the fourth book came out in 2000. So
wait, let's see. It's Blanche Passes Go.
yeah, I think that one came out and was published in 2000.
2015.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
2015. But I don't think she's written anything else. Maybe some short stories. But I think it's also, this Blanche book has been translated, the series, into quite a few languages. Yeah. So but I mean, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people, haven't tried to pick it up, but it's really worth the read. I heard about it from Troy Towell when he did that video for #ReadForLit. I think it was the second year. He did a whole thing on Black female mystery writers.
Yes, I had my pen and paper out while watching that video.
Bomb.com. I mean, he did that. I mean, that list was long and it was consistent and it had all the goodies on there, and that's where Barbara Neely and a couple of other ones as well that I hadn't heard of before. And I was like, oh man, I hadn't heard of these people. I gotta get on it. But yeah, quite enjoyed Blanche on the Lamb. I would definitely recommend that if you haven't read it. And it is March Mystery Madness.
So we got to black out March Mystery Madness. Black it out.
It's so easy to black things out these days.
Yes. Yeah. Agree.
Because I need to go back. Yeah, I see somebody said I need to go back and find Troy's video. Yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
Somebody was looking for Blanche on audio. I don't think it's on audio. Is it on audio?
No. My library just had those really old copies.
And I
tried to find them. I don't own them. I got them all from the library.
They have it been on Audible. Look for Blanche on Audible.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, there is.
Oh, it is.
Blanche on the Lamb is on Audible. But this is audible.co.uk. But if they have it on .co.uk, they have it on .com.
Okay, said she was looking for it at her library on Overdrive, I'm guessing.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I have them all on Kindle, but it's sad that we can't get them. I would love to have physical copies of these books. And I can't find any physical copies. There's only one physical copy. It's a beautiful copy. It's Blanche from the back. Kind of got color thing. But there's only one. There aren't. I can't find any of the other ones that go with it.
No,
I gave up on that. I mean, unless one day I walk into some old bookstore and they have them, and but I doubt that's ever going to happen. But whatever. Unless they decide to actually republish the series.
I think it'd be worth it for real.
Absolutely would be worth it. I mean, come on. It hasn't even been that long since the last one was published.
Right.
2015. It's not even that long ago. Young Gifted and Black says she got them on Amazon. You got them on Amazon, like physical copies. Were they good physical copies?
And then he said Hoopla. Now I use Hoopla for my audios at the library.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned Hoopla before. I can't remember who it was they were talking about though.
She said yes.
All right. Good copies. Yes. All right. I'm assuming you mean Amazon.com or Amazon.fr because Marina lives in Young Gifted and Black is Marina. She lives in I think she's in Paris.
Yeah, Hoopla has it. Hoopla has it on audio from the library, Kay. So if you're using the library, they should have it.
She says she got them on FR, so I'm surprised. The last time I had looked, I was annoyed. I couldn't find anything, so I guess it's the what is this? No, that's Kindle. That's Audible.
Who's reading it, I wonder?
I don't have anything on that one. So yeah, I'll stick to, I guess it'll just be Kindle. Let's call it a night or an afternoon for you. So we're gonna stop.
Yeah, because she knows Eli got to get out that library.
Hey. I know. I got 10 minutes.
It's a pleasure, and he never out the freaking right. Get out. So yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks for everybody that's watching.
Yeah.
And stay tuned for next week. There'll be somebody else chatting with me. I don't know who yet. I have a list somewhere. I'll let you know when I know. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So, that's it for tonight. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Stay on.